Somebody please tell me, what age is it that men finally like lose their audacity? Because you know that's something I feel like you should have like left in your 20s. Like, bitch, we almost 40. You want to die alone? Make it make sense. Do you feel like you only get bullshit matches on dating apps? It's probably because you do. I just saw a TikTok. I didn't save it, so I can't give credit. But there are different levels to dating apps. And it's like when you accidentally end up on the wrong side of TikTok, you have now ended up on the wrong side of the dating app. And it's not just whether you pay or not pay, you're just on the wrong side of the dating app. And I don't have a solution for you, but knowledge is power.
Are you sure about that?
So...
You know, guys, it never ceases to amaze me how these women screw up dating so badly. Dating is not difficult for them, and yet here we are with women who are 40 plus years of age and they still cannot find their Prince Charming. And what do, guys? Rather than look at themselves and say, hey, you know what, this is my fault, I should take some accountability. No, let's just blame it on the men. Let's just yell at men because men don't want us, and that is their fault. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we are going to be looking at some more Clown World TikToks. So as we go through, guys, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. And as always, guys, make sure to come and join us on Locals. The link will be in the description as well as the pinned comment, guys. It's totally free to go and join. Just in case Susan decides to yeet us off the platform, make sure you go and create an account. And there's a support option if you're interested. But let's take a listen one more time to these women, see what they have to say and break it down. Remember to leave your comments.
Do you feel like you only get bullshit matches on dating apps? It's probably because you do. I just saw a TikTok. I didn't save it, so I can't give credit. But there are...
Why is this 40-plus-year-old woman looking at TikTok? Like, why the hell? Like, guys, I hate TikTok. I really do not enjoy the platform. I do not like it at all. I think it's bad for your brain, okay? My editor oftentimes sources these TikToks, so I'm never on that garbage app, okay? These girls, unironically, this woman is like, I don't know, 40-plus years of age, looking at TikTok. What on earth are you doing, madam? What on earth are you doing?
Different levels to dating apps. And it's like when you accidentally end up on the wrong side of TikTok, you have now ended up on the wrong side of the dating app.
Yeah, and you just can't stop dating the men who don't want you, right? What she's essentially saying here, guys, is she's sick and tired of men who aren't taking her seriously. She's on the wrong side of Tinder. No. You're choosing the wrong men. You're choosing the men who don't want to have a relationship with you. You know, guys, like, even though this girl is older, I don't know her age exactly, no idea, okay? But even though she's older, she could still find a man. But yet here we are complaining on TikTok about the fact that you are on the wrong side of Tinder. Madam, you are supposed to find your husband like 30 years ago. I don't know what you want me to tell you, right?
And it's not just whether you pay or not pay, you're just on the wrong side of the dating app. And I don't have a solution for you, but knowledge is power. So...
Yeah, you don't have a solution. The reason you don't have a solution is because the solution involves some self-accountability. That's what it involves. So, of course, you don't have a solution because the solution would be, hey, I screwed up. Hey, I continue to make poor decisions. Hey, this is my fault to a large extent. Okay, but no, none of that. And it's super easy for these girls, to rationalize it out as well. Because these days they can just say, oh, men are trash, right? And that's just like the societally accepted position that everyone, if you don't agree with that position, then you just get roasted by society. But yeah, go off. I'm sure things will work out for you going forward, madam.
Somebody please tell me, what age is it that men finally like lose their audacity? Because you know that's something I feel like you should have like left in your 20s. Like, bitch, we almost 40. You want to...
Yeah, and that sounds like a real problem for you, doesn't it? Guys, like, let's just wind this back. Take a look at this, okay? Like, I'm really bad at guessing people's ages, but this woman does not look almost 40 to me. And I think that has something to do with the fact that either I'm completely clueless, which is a good option, or she has like 30 pounds of makeup on plus a filter, right? So like we're not getting anywhere close to reality right here, and yet she's having a go at men. So she's portraying herself right off the bat as something completely different than she actually is, and then going, you know what, men have the audacity. You know, if you flip the script, right, and you say to you know, you lie to women about your income, right? They'll have a huge issue with that. You say you make 250K a year when really you make 30. Oh, you two are going to have some issues. But these girls, they'll get on TikTok, just completely look like a different individual, and we're supposed to go, yes, you empowered queen. Let me listen to you.
Tell me, what age is it that men finally like lose their audacity? Because you know that's something I feel like you should have like left in your 20s. Like, bitch, we almost 40. You want to die alone?
Yeah, you're almost 40, and that sounds like a real big problem for you, which I'm sure that it is, right? Like, yeah, men and women approaching 40, it's a little bit different. You're like well out of time. You are well out of time, but you know what? A dude can be attractive past 40. Okay, but you know, kind of pushing it, right? These girls will try and sell you the idea, right, that you as a man, you're running out of time. Guys, like, men and women are on some different schedules here. You can make an argument that young dudes are attractive, whatever the case may be, okay? But the fact of the matter is that dudes can have a family when they are older. Girls cannot. Girls, when they start getting hit with, like, the slightest bit of reality, they lose their marbles, guys. But they're usually on TikTok, but let's continue.
Make it make sense.
You know why chickens are so awesome? What? Do you know why chickens are so awesome? Why? Because... Dude, go! Go, dude!
That might be the lamest thing I think I've ever seen.
When his efforts to get to know me are very superficial. And let me explain what I mean by that. So one of the challenges with being a very attractive woman with a pretty face, a nice body, who's very smart and driven is that
Yeah, and very humble too, apparently, it seems.
You attract men who don't have pure intentions. And so what that can look like is that his efforts to get to know you are very superficial. So what I mean by that is he doesn't ask you about your fears. He doesn't even ask you what your favorite color is. He doesn't ask you about your dreams or goals.
Yeah, because who cares? Like, I don't even say that to be mean, guys, but let me just paint you a picture right here, okay? What this woman is saying is that because she's so attractive and she's so stunning and, you know, she's got all these dudes chasing her and she's so very humble at the same time, okay? She thinks that, you know, men are the issue because they come to her with bad intentions. Okay. And yeah, look, I'm sure that there would be plenty of dudes who would approach you that would have quote unquote bad intentions. And what that really means is basically they're not interested in committing to you, right? That's really all that it means. Okay. It doesn't mean like, oh, he's evil, right? He's like a really evil dude from like a movie or something. No. It means that the dude doesn't want to commit to you. So let's get that out of the way first of all. But the dudes who don't want to commit to you, they're really not that hard to figure out. Okay. They really aren't. If you like, we saw a TikTok of a woman the other day, guys, where like her whole male friend group, red flag, was telling her that the man that she was seeing wasn't serious, and she just kept going with it anyway. We as dudes, we know this stuff. I've said this, like, I'm saying this more and more nowadays, guys, but like, you know, if you're a father, you could pick a dude to marry, you would have a very good instinct as to what type of man would be good to marry your daughter, okay? But the girls, on the other hand, oh, it's so mysterious and hard for them to pick a good guy. Jeez, man, it's ridiculous.
He is just interested in conquesting you for his ego, just to say that he got you, just to say that he pulled you.
Why is this woman, here's my question. Why is this woman bringing up the word ego when she started off the TikTok by saying how amazing and beautiful and stunning that she was and how attractive she was? Like, do you guys see the disconnect here, or am I just kind of imagining things?
You're literally a trophy for him. And that's a red flag for me.
Anyone wants to...
Maybe, here's the thing. Maybe if a dude's not committing to you, maybe you're not the trophy you thought you were. Like, that's the way I'd look at it, right? Like, if a dude isn't committing to you, maybe you're not a trophy. Maybe he has other options. Okay, and this is the problem that the women run into, right? Is, yeah, you might be able to have fun with the dudes at the top. You might be able to spend a little bit of time with them, but that doesn't mean that they want to give you commitment, and it doesn't mean that they have to. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to discern which men are going to commit and which are not. What I view this as, guys, is they're shopping out of their price range. You have no business. This woman, okay, I don't know her life or whatever, but let's just say for the sake of argument, the average woman has no business trying to get commitment from a dude who, let's be honest, is just way out of her league. You want the guy making 250K who's 6'4" and jacked? Well, you know, you might be waiting forever. And a lot of these girls are waiting forever. Let's continue.
You're literally a trophy for him. And that's a red flag for me.
Anyone wants to understand how batshit crazy the New York City dating scene is, I have a story for you. So yesterday I went to the bar with my friends and there was a cute guy there and he asked if he could buy me a drink. I said, yes, one margarita coming right up. And we started talking. Usually when a guy buys me a drink, I'll just go on my merry way.
You know, it sounds ridiculous when I say it, right? When an animated vampire man on the internet tells you this. But it's interesting hearing the women say it, right? It's like, I can tell you guys that buying a drink for a woman is a stupid idea. And like, I'll have dudes in the comments be like, oh, surely I can buy her blah, 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 okay? This woman, I'm going to play that back so you guys can hear what she just said.
Up. And we started talking. Usually when a guy buys me a drink, I'll just go on my merry way.
Yeah, just take the free drink, screw the guy, you know, don't even talk to him, just take the free drink and be on your way. And the only reason that she stopped to have a conversation with this dude is because he was attractive. Like, let's cut the BS here, guys. Like, if an average guy buys her a drink, she'll do what she just said right here, and she'll take the drink and she'll move on. It really has nothing to do with personality, guys. You think that this woman out in the club or at a bar or whatever is making that instant personality assessment? It's ridiculous. It's really just is how attracted is she to the man.
But I've been watching Sex and the City recently, and it's been motivating me to put myself out there, to live in my Samantha era, you could say. So we start talking.
I think we might have different adjectives to describe that. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what a Samantha era is, but I have some colorful adjectives that I'm not allowed to use to describe that, but I imagine it's the same thing.
And towards the end of the night, I'm like, I have to go, but you should give me your number. And he said, okay. And when I was putting his name into my phone, I was like, what's your last name? And he said, I'll give you my last name, but you have to promise not to Google me. And here in my head, I'm like, okay, he's famous. That's why he's famous. I'm talking to a famous person. I just don't know him somehow.
God, this is cringe. It really is cringe. She's like, oh, he must be famous. I wonder what goes on inside these people's heads, man. You know? It's like, oh, I'm talking to a famous person. Oh, hell yeah. Like, these people's lives are just so caught up in, like, what's the new exciting thing, right? Like, what's the new thing that's going to give me some dopamine? Okay, am I talking to a famous guy? Like, man, what is society, boys? What is society?
And I was like, please give me your last name. I promise I won't Google you. So he says he will give me his last name if I kiss him. We make out. At this point, it's just for journalism. I have a curious mind. That's not my fault. Then he gives me his last name. And I'm like, okay, bye, text me. And so, of course, I go home and I Google him. And he was accused of...
Today is one.
Okay, I had to mute that part because I wasn't really sure what she was going to say, but I'm going to assume it was a pretty negative thing. But hey, guys, listen. You know... At least her assessment of characters is really good, and she's going to go ahead and date some really good characters in the future. Right? Like, jeez, man, jeez.
One of those days that my needs are just through the roof. Normally, I am a quite self-sufficient woman, but this day that the Lord hath made, I am beside myself, and there's nothing that I can do to supply remedies to these things. Everything is going wrong today, and I mean everything. I am grouchy. I feel like a sourpuss. It's all up here, you know, the buzz of your distress. Christiana, what do you need? I would be happy to tell you exactly what I need. I need a man to come into my life who says, baby, you're a little grouchy. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to dinner. You, my dear, are having 2 glasses of wine, minimum. We're gonna come back home. You're gonna lay your little head right here, and we're gonna watch Harry Potter while I stroke your hair and scratch your back.
You could not pay me any sum of money to do that for this woman. Like, Isn't it funny, guys, how like the strong and independent, like I don't need no man, I can do it all by myself, resort to I need a man to come and tell me what to do and to watch Harry Potter with me and get me intoxicated. Like how quickly we go from I'm strong and independent, I don't need no man, things are so easy for me, I'm a boss babe, straight to I need a man to come and take care of me. I mean, listen to that, right? Look. So she wants a dude to tell her to shut up.
You're a little grouchy. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to dinner. You, my dear, are having 2 glasses of wine minimum.
Yeah, because that's... Yeah, you know, and again, guys, like, don't be fooled. This is just a dude that she finds attractive as well. Because, again, there are going to be dudes who would be willing to take this woman out. I'm sure if I went to this woman's TikTok and I looked at the comments, there would be dudes probably in this video saying that, oh, I'll take you out, or let's hang out, or whatever the case may be. You know, but of course, those aren't the men that she really wants. Because, guys, if she really wanted that, she could have had that a long time ago. But what she wants is she wants the attractive guy, the guy who would never commit to her, to come and do these things.
We're going to come back home. You're going to lay your little head right here, and we're going to watch Harry Potter while I stroke your hair and scratch your back. That's all I need. Where is this man? Where doth you be? Where hath you been?
Yeah, but when are we going to see insanely hot men with average-looking women?
You know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
An insanely hot man wouldn't need to film that video 3 times.
Sounds to me like she's a little bit upset, boys.
You pissed off because I got your ass.
All right, guys, that's the end of the TikToks right there. Let's jump into today's article that I have pulled up here. And this is a bit of an interesting one that I wanted to show you, gentlemen. I'm going to need you guys to not laugh at the title when I pull it up. But before I do, guys, as always, another quick shout out. Make sure that you come and join us over on Locals, guys. We are slowly removing videos from YouTube, very slowly, and putting them over onto Locals, guys. So if you have a question in the future like, Taylor, where is this video gone? Why can't I find this particular video? It's over on Locals, okay? We're slowly moving stuff over there just in case Susan decides to yeet us off. So once again, a gentle reminder, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. It is totally free with a support option if you're interested. But guys, gentlemen, check this out, okay? We have an article here that is written by a woman named Casey Edwards saying why it's harder for successful women to find love. Right? And don't you find it interesting right off the bat, gentlemen? It may occur to you that what we're really talking about right here is not love, because what does success have to do with love? Okay, a lot of these girls, they'll say, oh, you know what, I'm finding it difficult to find my Prince Charming, I just want to fall in love. And what they really mean is that they just need some money. They need someone who's going to support them, they need someone who's attractive, these things, okay? Love is conditional. It is conditional, but these girls, they want to play it off as though it isn't. But let's take a listen to what Casey Edwards has to say here. Now, I wanted to bring up this one particular sentence before we kind of, you know, read into it too much. But I wanted to show you this right off the bat to kind of set the tone, okay? So take a listen to this sentence here. We need men to be raised with a stronger sense of self so that they can appreciate and admire strong women rather than feel threatened by them. Now, right off the bat, guys, I'm going to say this. Men are not intimidated by how much money you earn. Men are not intimidated by your useless college degrees. Men do not care about these things. There might be some men that do. I'm sure there's a small percentage, but these are the exception and not the rule, okay? So when these girls come around, they say, oh, I've got a degree, I make 6 figures. That's fantastic for you, but it's not going to help you find a man, okay? Now, what the real point is here, guys, is that men do not care about these things, women do. So she says that, you know, men are intimidated. The men are not intimidated. You just refuse to date a man, generally, who earns less money than you. So what you're really doing is you're just trying to raise your standards. But the question becomes, why would a man, let's just say you're earning 100K as a woman, okay? You're earning 150K. Why would you, these girls, they don't want to date a dude unless he's earning over 150K by a decent margin. Okay, so, you know, these unrealistic standards of trying to date a guy who's incredibly rich, you know, good luck with that. Absolutely good luck with that. But let's jump into the article and actually give it a read now. What relationship advice does a professional matchmaker give her daughter about men and relationships, and what can the rest of us learn from her? Dating coach and owner of Dinner for Two, Katja Rembrandt, has spent 30 years helping men and women play the dating game. She understands matchmaking as well as redheads, and she has 5 pieces of advice. Now, guys, whenever I hear dating coach or dating coach of 30 years or a woman who is a dating coach, yeah. Like right off the bat, no, it's a no. A lot of men have wasted a considerable amount of money getting relationship therapy, trying to fix marriage. I saw a guy, I have forgotten your name, man, apologies for that. But there was a man who left a comment on a recent video, and he said that he spent like over $100K trying to fix his marriage, going to different therapists and stuff like that. And of course, this just resulted in the dissolution of the marriage altogether. And it was really sad to read, guys. Like, it's really not good. The man spent a considerable amount of money going to these individuals, going to say, what can we do to fix it? Okay, but what ends up happening is you as a man, you will get a list of things that you need to do to make her respect you. But of course, capitulating to people does not get any respect. Let's continue with the article. If you're a successful woman finding it hard to find a partner, it's not just you, it is harder. We encourage girls and women to be educated and ambitious, to kick ass in the boardroom, but then expect them to play a subservient role in their relationship. It is tougher because it takes a very confident man who probably isn't on the same rung of the corporate ladder not to be intimidated, says Rembrandt. Very ambitious and very capable women are still very scary for the majority of men. I don't know about you guys, but these girls who earn this amount of money, who are like hyper successful or whatever, these are not intimidating. Nobody finds this intimidating. Men don't find this intimidating, right? Notice how she's trying to frame it as like, oh, a real man will take you seriously. Look at this, okay? It takes a very confident man to get with you, is what she's trying to position this as. You know, maybe if a guy is earning $250,000 a year, he doesn't want to deal with a 35-year-old woman who is bossy and hard to deal with, right? Like, the logic is just not there. But of course, we have to say that men are just intimidated. Yes, of course. Do you really want a man who ticks all of the usual success boxes? Question mark. Okay. So redefining masculinity so that the typical Aussie bloke can appreciate and admire female success rather than feel threatened by it is at best a couple of generations away. Yeah, we really got to get that indoctrination in of those silly men. Yeah. But if you want a relationship this century, don't lose heart. According to this name that I can't pronounce, the situation isn't hopeless, but you may need to switch gears. Women are groomed to think that the man should have an even better job than them, so he can be the provider even when she's perfectly capable of being the provider herself. No. See, women aren't socialized. This is the lie that you're sold, guys. Women are not socialized or tricked into chasing men who are above them. They chase men above them by default. It's been like this for, since the dawn of time, guys. Women choose men who are above them, whether that be physically, whether that be in, any number of different things. They choose men who are above them. It is a function of biology. It is not a function of being taught or brainwashed by society, as these women like to put it. Let's continue. These men are not usually looking for very ambitious, hardworking, probably overworked wife. Women are socialized to date up, guys. Yes, it's not their fault that they just keep choosing the bigger and better deal until they are perpetually single, guys. They are socialized to date up. Whether we are prepared to admit it or not, many of us believe that men should be the head of the household and should be stronger, richer, higher status, and more successful than us. No, these are the things that you chase. Okay, I don't know what world this lady lives in, but men being the head of the household, this is like a quote-unquote outdated idea now, right? This is like a thing of the past. If you say this, if you say that a man should be the head of the household in the year 2022, you are going to be hit with any number of adjectives. This is not current society. But when it comes to successful women, high status men are often after one thing, and it's not what you think. I say to these women, 99% of the men you want to meet don't want to meet you. They might want to meet you for business contracts, but not as a future partner. True. Find a man who's going to support your success. This individual encourages women to look for and appreciate the value of partners who are willing to support their success rather than compete with it. These men may have lower incomes and lower status. And you know, the problem that comes with that, guys, is you can try and tell women to date below them in terms of, you know, socioeconomic status. But the problem is they don't want to. And the problem is that even if they do, they're going to treat that man like garbage because she feels like he should at least be pulling her weight or more. But, you know, just go against biology, I suppose. If we as women really want to reach the maximum that we can reach in our careers, then we really need to actually adapt and find partners who will help us achieve that. If a woman wants to be a high income earner, traveling, working long hours, they need a partner who's willing and able to get up in the morning, to make school lunches and take time off when the children are sick. You know, it's funny, right? We hear all these like arguments from like these single mothers saying it's so difficult, even though their entire lives are subsidized by the government. They're like, oh, it's so hard. You know, I'm sure many of the dudes who work these long and hard hours would find it considerably easier to do housework and pack lunches for kids. Like, I'm sure the dudes working a 9 to 5, stuck in an office cubicle, or out there working construction or being a plumber, you know, whatever job occupation that you happen to find yourself in, I'm sure that these men would find it considerably easier to pack school lunches and to look after kids and dust the house. But, you know, what do we know as silly men, guys? What do we know? Finding a partner takes effort, but it should also be fun. We put a lot of effort into finding our perfect job. We do our research, we plan, we expect it to take time and effort. But when it comes to finding our perfect partner, many people leave it to fate, chance, or serendipity. This individual says that we should treat the process of finding a partner as somewhere between a job search and a game. Be organized about it, prepare for it, and see it as a pleasant entertainment thing. Something that doesn't make you feel like, oh my goodness, do I really have to do this? You can meet someone anywhere. Bunnings, coffee shops, the hairdresser. Travel's an amazing way to meet people, even the supermarket. And guys, let's wrap up today's episode with this last point right here, which says, being single is not a character flaw. Now, guys, I scheduled a community post. Maybe some of you guys have seen it. I scheduled the poll for at the time that the video before this was released. So if you guys are interested in seeing the poll I'm talking about, if you just go to like the Taylor The Fiend YouTube channel and click on community, you'll be able to see the poll that I'm about to talk about. But I put up a poll which says, you know, what is the biggest red flag? And one of the red flags that I listed in said poll was being, I think it was like 30 plus years and old and not 30 plus years of age and not having a serious relationship for these women. Okay. And the reason why I put it there, guys, is because these things have always been available to these girls. But you know what? They're still holding out for that Prince Charming who is inevitably, you know, ridiculously unattainable for them. But I'm going to actually go and have a look at the results of that poll after I finish this recording. A lot of my job is to unfortunately and infuriatingly, women are often faced with social stigma of being single. This is bad enough for women who choose to be single, but for women who would prefer to be partnered, it can really eat away at their self-worth. Yeah, it's no sympathy. Okay, if you're a girl and you're 30 plus years of age and you haven't got like a long-term partner or anything like that, either A, you know, you don't want one, you want to go out there and live your quote-unquote best life, which is totally fine, go do you, or B, you're just clueless. Because these things are available to you. Like having a long-term partner, having a husband, these things are available to you from age 18. Like, let's not kid ourselves. A lot of my job is to reassure people that there is nothing wrong with being single, says this individual. It's a phase. It happens. There's nothing wrong in your teens when you're single. It's normal. And if you happen to be single again in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, or 70s, it may be regrettable. Hopefully you learn something from that process. You just happen to be single at this time. When it comes to the social pressure to be partnered, this individual tells her daughter that whatever she does is fine as long as she's doing it for the right reasons. Whatever you do, value yourself. Don't do anything that doesn't feel right to you. You know what, guys? I don't like working. It doesn't feel right to me. So I'm just not going to do it. Fantastic logic right there. But guys, we are going to be calling today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Come and join us over on Locals. It's totally free to join, and if you're interested in supporting the show, you can do it over there as well, I believe. But otherwise, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together these videos for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the video description below, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, at the very bottom of the video descriptions, there is a link for those of you who are interested in becoming an editor. I'm not sure how long I'm going to leave these applications open for, but if you're interested in working with me behind the scenes, there will be a link at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, guys, as always, don't forget to come and join us over on Locals. You guys might have noticed that a lot of YouTube content creators are kind of branching off to different platforms, and that's because we really don't know what we're allowed to say or do, and a lot of us don't really know how long we will be around for. So guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. It's totally free to join. There's a support option if you're interested. There's also exclusive content and stuff like that over there, but it's totally free if you're just wanting to go and join, guys. The link is in the description, so make sure that you come and join us. But as always, guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.